Welcome everybody to another episode of HomeKit Insider. You have me, Andrew O'Hara, here with my pal and the captain of his hometown's pronunciation fan club, where they're just fans of pronunciation, but it's pronounced wrong. Stephen Robles. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Listen, I'm big on pronunciation, I'll be honest. I like to know how to pronounce things like facetious.
I just looked at our like show notes for today, and we've got like Aqara and Symfonisk and Meross. So I'm like, you know what? We're gonna lean into this.
Hey, but for our video watchers, I just want you to know I'm wearing my Ted Lasso shirt again because Ted Lasso, you can like watch it now. There's multiple episodes out.
Well, everyone should be watching this on our video because I guess before we even get into the news, man, it's so frustrating that our views, guys, for the videos, they're low. You guys were giving us like 5,000 views when we had it on the AppleInsider channel. Now, no one is showing up. No one's showing up.
You know who did show up, though? There was a fly flying around you, and so our video watchers will.
It is. Yeah.
Do you see it like in your peripheral? Like...
Oh, for sure. It's also loud. It's also loud. Someone is weed whacking around my head.
It's Jeff Goldblum. It's Jeff Goldblum from The Fly.
Dude, we live, there's like a farm behind us, and we have just so many flies coming in.
You got like chickens and stuff. I understand.
We have the chickens inside. Like, they're not even causing flies. We don't got chickens from we don't have flies from our chickens. Like,
Scoop on the coop. We're going to create a YouTube channel. Scoop on the coop. Yeah, Coop Scoop. Anyway, let's talk about some HomeKit stuff. We actually do have some news that came out. And like we said, one of our favorite brands that we like to mispronounce, Meross, that's how you do pronounce it, or Meross, or Meross, as we've said previously, they've come out with a HomeKit-enabled LED floor lamp. This thing is very interesting. It is, about 4.5 feet tall, floor lamp, adjustable, spinning, you can do all that. But it's HomeKit-enabled, and you can adjust the brightness and even the color temperature from the HomeKit app, or obviously the Meross app. This thing is $80 on Amazon right now. It's on sale, $25 off, so it's a pretty good deal. $65. Is that the right math there? 65? No, 50. 55. 80 minus 25 is 55. That's it.
It's going to let you struggle over there.
Yeah, I was, got it now. And it's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know, are you interested in like a floor lamp, Andrew?
I'm really torn about this because like the design's not bad or anything. It's not like super exciting. It looks a little unbalanced to me. For anyone who's like, I don't know if Steven puts this art or something, but when you guys click on it, like the top looks too small compared to like the thickness of the body, which I don't love. And they also have like the adjustable temperature, the warmth, but they don't seemingly support adaptive lighting. So you're going to have to like do that through the Meross app or through HomeKit, but it won't change automatically for you. So I don't know. Like I don't usually like giant floor standing lamps like this that are directly HomeKit enabled because I feel like I'd almost rather use a plug where I'd have like I could choose any lamp that I want. I mean, if you're like really want like a HomeKit enabled lamp, your options are pretty limited. So if you don't like this kind of modern style, it's not going to work for you. So I don't know. I'm interested. I just like to see any HomeKit stuff come, but they also have a very like industrial look. It's like a black. You know what they look like? I got some of these Elgato Key Light Airs, which Elgato recently released a bunch of products for like streamers and creators, which is pretty cool. They got a lot of cool products, but their Key Light Airs look basically just like this, just a black adjustable stand with a color temperature type thing. So it's funny, it looks a lot like that. But hey, if you're into this, maybe you got like a super modern, home or apartment. Maybe this aesthetic works for you. We'll put a link in the show notes. You can get it on Amazon. Meross. You can get them all from the same link. There you go. Now this next piece, this is another release from Philips Hue. They have their Gradient Light Strip Ambiance or Ambiance. I guess we'll go with Ambiance. I'm just trying to pronounce everything multiple ways on this episode. So let's just go for it. You can get it. Is this available now? Is that what this? No, it's not available yet. What's the story?
Is it what's going to happen with this?
So Hue blog is out with the latest leak, basically showing off Hue's new gradient light strip. So to back up, Hue introduced its new like multi-zone technology with the Hue gradient light strip for like the Play light strip for your television. So it had like the corner brackets and all of that, and it would go with the Hue sync box. And it was awesome because you could have multiple colors from different spots on your TV. So when you're using the sync box to go with your like movie or game, you could have multiple colors going on at the same time with like one light strip. So it was great to sync your television gaming content to your smart light. And of course it worked with HomeKit, and it was great. But that was like their first product to use the technology where they could set multiple colors to the same light strip. Usually it's just like all your light strip is white, blue, red, whatever your color is going to be. And other companies had multicolor LED light strips. I think Onvis just released one. LifeX had multiple addressable zones. And Hue was just taking like a slow approach, rolling this technology out to other products. So now it looks like they're getting ready for the next product, which is an actual regular light strip, 2 meters long, looks similar to their other light strips, but you have multiple zones that you can program to multiple colors. So I'll have to see what other stuff they do in the app to support like the multiple colors and what else you can do with it other than just setting to multiple colors. But we knew they were going to come out with more products that adopted this multicolor technology, and this just looks like it's the next one. We've heard that there are more Hue products coming this year, so this could be the next one that we see, other than all those light bulbs that we showed off like a few weeks ago.
Right. Okay, well, it looks cool for sure. Now, Aqara, I'm going to talk about their hub in a second, because follow-up from last week was working on resetting it, getting into the Home app. But they announced that they have a bunch of products now available in the Amazon store throughout Europe and Amazon UK. And so if you didn't previously see Aqara products in your Amazon store of choice, the default for your country, you should have a lot more available over there. France, Germany, again, UK, and other European countries. So search for Aqara stuff in your Amazon app. You should see some stuff now if you're over there in Europe and the UK. And I'll do my follow-up on the hub in a minute. But yeah, you got any other thoughts on the Aqara stuff?
No, not really. I mean, they've been on a roll lately. They've been introducing quite a few new things.
They have been. All right, so you're teasing right now this entire time something behind you. It's looming over your shoulder. What you got going on over there, Andrew?
Yeah, I finally got my hands on the new Symfonisk picture frame speaker, which is a lot of words that don't usually go together. But this is the new IKEA Sonos collab, and essentially it is a speaker. If you're watching on video, you can see this. The perks of watching on video, people. Yeah, it's a large frame with a cloth covering in the center that covers the speaker grill. It mounts on your wall. It can also lean up against your wall. Just got it leaning against me because I repositioned it for the the podcast here. But it's just a large speaker that mounts on your wall. And since it does work with, it's all set up, configured, maintained through the Sonos app, which means it works with AirPlay 2 as well. So you can group this with any other AirPlay speakers you have in your home, whether it's your TVs, your sound bars, your HomePods, HomePod minis, all that kind of stuff. So you can just pair this with any others and just bring sound throughout your house. It does have a cable that runs down, which I'm sure some people will not love, but it is a pretty minimalist cable. It's a nylon wrapped cable, so it looks a little nicer than your average cable probably does. But I've always been a fan of like the Symfonisk line. Like I didn't love the lamp that they did because it looked weird. It looked like a HomePod with a hat on. But I really like their bookshelf ones. The ones that could sit upright on a bookshelf or lay flat, and you could mount them to your wall as a shelf. I thought that was just brilliant. So this, I just love the idea of it, of being able to put it up on your wall, and it kind of the main point that they were trying to make with this was that you don't always have space on your desks or your tables for another speaker. So by mounting it on your wall, you kind of free up that space, and you can hide them in kind of plain sight. And it's not an actual picture frame, despite the name. You cannot put pictures of your loved ones in this.
Right.
But you can swap them out, Steven. You can swap out the mesh for different patterns. There's one I really want, which of course is sold out, but they offer like it's like a vinyl looking guy. I'm sending it to you now so you can see it. But yeah, it looks like a record needle, and I'm like, that is like a piece of art that I would put on. It kind of looks like modern but retro. Like that would blend in to our aesthetic here at the house a little better. So I would probably swap that out for something like that on here. So I like that you can change them, and third parties are already coming out with their own mesh covers that you can swap out. So there's going to be a ton of different options. In terms of audio quality, I thought the sound was really good. I mean, it didn't blow me away. It's not going to be like the name Musos or anything, but I'm gesturing to where my name Muso is in the room. It's over there.
It exists over there.
Yeah. But no, it sounds really good. I mean, and it doesn't rattle against the wall. It's kind of weird. Like at high volumes, I can hear like rattling, shaking against the wall, but it's not the case. It dampens itself well enough. I don't know if they've got like the... You know what the rage is on now, like the dual force canceling drivers that Apple uses a lot that balance out the sound so that the woofers don't rattle as much, but it did not rattle up against my wall. So I was pretty happy with that. I mean, designed by Sonos with like the IKEA's product design. So I think it sounds really good. I'm very happy with it. I think they're like $200, but they are they're now shipping. I really like it so far.
So, I really thought it was a picture frame where you would put a picture in it. So this is news to me.
Well, it's called the picture frame speaker. So I can understand where you might have gotten that idea from.
That's an unfortunate naming. It's misnomer. But anyway.
Okay. Can we start a business where we just print like dye sublimation onto these mesh things and you can just print your own pictures and stick it on here? That's a business, right? These need to take off. These need to be super popular first, and then we'll create the business of selling people's artwork onto their.
Is it easy to take that mesh thing off and on?
I have no idea.
Oh,
I assume so. I
thought you were going to try and do it live on air. I said, "Oh no,
well, my mic is here, so I gotta like."
No, never mind. So plugging it in, do you have like that just that braided cable hanging down? But I imagine you could like snake it through the wall if you wanted to.
I'm sure you could do that. Yeah. You can also pair two of these together and use one power cable, which makes it a little bit easier to hide things if you have a pair of these set up, because you can set two of them up into a stereo pair. So that's possible too.
And you had said, I think the last time we talked about it, you can use these as like rear speakers in a home theater system. Is that right?
I assume so. I have not set these up yet because I don't have two. And Sonos is a little bit like Apple, where they try to make things simple. So they don't like present options to you unless it's a possibility. So in this case, like you can't use one as two rear surround speakers. So I don't even think I have the option of trying to do it. If I added a second one, I could probably set it all up. But in the past, any Sonos one, Sonos SL, Sonos like the bookshelf one, the lamp, all of that will work as rear speakers. So I assume, yes, these would work as rear surround speakers for your Arc or your Beam soundbar.
Do you think so? Again, I'm just thinking of my future home and home theater, what I want to do. I thought about in-wall speakers, which I don't know if you have any experience like installing and using those. But what do you think pros and cons are as like in-wall speakers, cutting out the hole, putting it in there and mounting it, and then, speaker cable to a receiver, or using something like these picture frames if they could be used in like a 7.1 setup?
I think everyone's got their specific use cases. I think if I was doing like the in-wall system, I'd probably spend a lot more than on these guys. Like, because I'm not going to want to replace something like that. I mean, if the wires run, the wires run. You could always replace the speakers. But especially if you're doing like a 7.1 or an Atmos setup, you got a lot of speakers you'd have to replace if you were trying to like upgrade it in the future. So, I mean, if you're building, you have that option to at least to run the wires. I would lean. This is just me. I'd probably lean towards maybe running the wire, but not doing in-wall speakers, but maybe just having the connection terminals on the mounted on the wall. So that way, if I'm not using them, I don't have to use them. But then I can wall mount speakers to it and connect them that way. I think those are a little bit easier. If something goes wrong, they're easy to replace. I'd go with maybe something like that. But if I was doing in-wall, I would for sure 100,000% be doing Atmos. because I would want like real Atmos versus replicating with a soundbar.
That is true. Okay, last question, because I'm now in the home theater space. Do you have any recommendations? Because I've looked, and they have, like, Polk Audio is a popular brand for in-ceiling and in-wall speakers. You have Klipsch, the KLIP, SCH. Do you have any experience or thoughts about any of those brands for in-wall ceiling speakers?
Not really. I feel like a lot of the high-end, like, there's going to be people who have stronger opinions than me. I have not used Polk all that much. I've used like their headphones, which I liked.
Okay.
I've used like Sony ones. There was these Sony speakers that I don't know why they blew my mind so much, but they were super itty bitty, like these little squares, and they were like the full. I mean, there was an expensive setup, and I had those for a long time, and I liked those a ton. I also have a set of 4 bookshelf speakers from Klipsch. Klipsch. That I really, really enjoyed. Like, those were really solid, and I used those for a really long time as well. So those would be like my go-to. I've also done Bose installs. I mean, a lot of people love Bose. I think they're a really good set. Some people just complain that they're overpriced, but I think those are a good option as well. So yeah, I don't think you can really go like too wrong. Unless you're someone who's like really, really, really nitpicky on their audio. I think any of those higher end ones are going to be pretty solid.
Gotcha. Apparently Sonos actually makes passive in-wall speakers also, and they're like $600 for a pair. But, okay. I'll put a link in show notes if people are interested in that. But anyway, just curious. I'm looking forward to one day totally decking out 7.1. And, I was just debating, like, do I do in-wall and in-ceiling? Do I want speakers, like, out? Anyway, we'll see. I'll take suggestions from listeners when we get close to that. I'll live blog it. But anyway.
Anytime someone says, like, someday, like, I'm looking forward to, I always think of like that Office joke, which I don't even think you even know because you don't watch The Office, do you?
I probably don't. No, I probably don't.
Yeah,
I see lots of memes
like,
of The Office.
Someone said, like, Jim says, like, oh, it's an inside joke, and Michael's like, oh, I love inside jokes. I hope to be a part of one someday. just remember time you're like, I'm looking forward to. I hope to do that one day. That's all I think.
That is true. Yes, I do hope. Listen, building a house. Did you build your current house or did you buy it?
We bought it. So it's a really, really old brick house that was flipped but kept very bare. So we've been steadily building it out. Like we've finishing the basement and adding a studio. Building it, like doing built-in pantries and stuff that we showed before. So we've been adding things. It was very modest, and everything was like painted different shades of light gray. It was done by what's the other one? I should know this. My wife would be kicking me in the shin right now. Not Amish, but the Mennonites.
Mennonite?
I believe it was a Mennonite family that had done like the renovation. So
gotcha. They
didn't want it, like, there's no like colors or anything that like pops, so it was very kind of flat and sterile. So we've been trying to add some color and fun stuff to it.
Did they leave any butter churners or no churning butters? No, just chickens.
Yes, apparently. Yeah, it turns out they were just eggs under the floorboard and they hatch, and now we have chickens.
It's like the Telltale Heart, but with chicken eggs. Anyway. That was good. That was a good pull.
You're so weird.
That was a weird pull. But anyway, on that note, we should thank one of our friends, because this week, Hunter Douglas has once again sponsored this episode. Our thanks to Hunter Douglas. If you didn't know, Hunter Douglas does amazing smart blinds and shades, and maybe you've never thought about replacing your shades and blinds in your home, but if you listen to Andrew and I for long enough, you really should consider it, because it makes all the difference. You can change how the shades are in the morning and at night, lots of different colors. You can use the shades to transform the sunlight in your house. You can cast glows across your space, brightening dark corners of a room. And Hunter Douglas shades have advanced fabrics that provide clear views to the outside of your home while providing daytime privacy inside. They're energy efficient, so they provide insulation against heat and cold for year-round comfort, helping you save on utility bills. That's always good. They have an assortment of elegant colors and fabrics, like I said before, for any room decor. And of course, their PowerView shade technology, the automated PowerView where you can program your shades to move throughout the day based on how you want. You can let in light slowly as you wake up, adjusting throughout the day, blocking the day blocking the sun when it's hot, middle of the day, and you get all those innovative shades from Hunter Douglas. They let you enjoy a more beautiful and convenient living lifestyle in your home. And Andrew, you've had these professionally installed in your house. Tell me, battery life, you probably haven't even had to worry about battery yet, right?
Nope. I had to fake it for the reviews because I didn't even have, I had never even had to get up there and swap out the battery. It'll last a really long time. And they're just these cell batteries, like a little wand, and it just pops right in, pops out, and they have a dual charger for you to swap out. So I have an extra battery, so I can just swap it out right away, and I don't have to wait for the other one to charge. And since it can charge 2 batteries at once, if you have a bunch of these in your home, you can charge multiple batteries at the same time. So
that's awesome.
They thought this battery stuff through really well. I don't have to worry about cables or wires or anything like that. It's so tightly integrated up there, and it's so compact. You can't even tell that they're smart shades until I tell Siri to make them do cool stuff. And I was just thinking this morning, it's kind of funny that we did that. I was waking up this morning, I'm I don't want to get out of bed, and the room started dark. I'm I wish my shade was open, and I had some light coming in here to help me wake up. And we have put off putting the smart shades in our bedroom yet because we have multiple windows. We have to do it once because I don't want to buy I gotta do multiple. So I'd put off on doing it, and I just keep kicking myself. I want light in here. Why can't? Need to wake up, turn on the open the window, turn on the sun. I get the smart lights in there, but it's not the same as just having the windows open up. It's such a nice way to start the day. So we need to get on that and get some more shades in our our bedroom.
And like you said, you can control it with Siri because they're HomeKit stuff. So you could just yell at your speaker, open the shades, and they'll go. So you should definitely check out Hunter Douglas.
And they have the top-down, bottom-up style, which is perfect for the bedroom because you could lower the top down and let the sun come in, but it'll also cover up 2/3 of your window in case you jump out of bed in the buff and you're not giving your neighbors a show. So you got benefits, light coming in, but you're not going out.
Oh, that was good. They can take that and run with it. That's a good tagline. So you can get innovative shade designs from Hunter Douglas. They let you enjoy a more beautiful, comfortable, and convenient lifestyle. Visit hunterdouglas.com/HomeKit. That's our special link. And if you do that today, you get a free Style Get Smarter design guide with fresh takes, creative ideas, and smart solutions for dressing your windows. That's hunterdouglas.com/HomeKit for your free design guide. That link will be in the episode description as well. Our thanks to Hunter Douglas for sponsoring this episode. Now, speaking of Aqara, as we talked about their products before, I have some follow-up. I was struggling to get my hub back connected to this new house, back from the old one. I had removed the hub from the app and reconnected it, but it was not connecting to HomeKit. And so, as you suggested, and I probably should have done, you do have to factory reset that hub to add it back into the Home app and the Aqara app and get everything working again. So, if you have an Aqara hub, and maybe you were curious about factory resetting it, usually to factory reset home devices, you hold a button for a really long time, 10 seconds or whatever, and then it flashes. But the Aqara M2 hub, if you have to factory reset it, it is actually 10 quick button presses on the front of the hub. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I will say a very nice feature is the hub speaks to you and it will say you have successfully reset the hub, which that just level of confirmation really helps my heart. I just like to know I did it right. You know what I mean?
Okay. And it's good to have the confirmation, but at the same time, you need to know that it's going to talk to you. Because the first time you're setting this thing up, I had plugged it in, and it was you've done it! And I'm there's a speaker yelling at me. I just didn't expect voice commands or something, voice affirmations to come out of it. So I was taken aback, and it was loud.
If you have small children or babies, do not set these up at night. I remember the first time I set up my Aqara hub, I think my wife was putting the kids to bed, and I plugged it in the wall, messing with the app or whatever, and then it says, looking for a wireless, or something like that. I was oh my goodness, it's so loud. And it's a loud thing because you can use it as a security alarm. That's what the hubs kind of double as. You can do kind of a makeshift security system. So, yes, be mindful. It will talk to you. But it did talk to me, said, hey, I'm reset now, so go ahead and set me back up. And use the Aqara app set it back up. The hub went back into the Home app, which is key. That was a surefire way to know, like, well, of course, I'm not going to see any other Aqara device unless the hub is in the Home app. So that's in the Home app now, and I reset my TVOC air quality sensor. Can it refocus in the video? Boom, there it is. And that, actually didn't even have to reset it. You just go to add the accessory again in the Aqara app. You hold the top button for 8 seconds and it repairs. And now I have the TVOC sensor stuff in my Home app, which is pretty sweet. So it is a temperature sensor, so you get that little card. You have the air quality card, and there's a third one. It is humidity. So you get humidity, temperature, and air quality. And I do like how the HomeKit kind of represents air quality. It's a little more straightforward. It just says like excellent, good, fair, poor, or you might die or something like that. I forget what the bottom one is, but
I don't think it's that. But...
No, it's not bad. But it just gives you that straight up, like it's excellent, good, all that. So apparently my air quality is excellent. The Home app also shows you the volatile organic compound density. I don't know what that is, but the Home app does show you what that is. And so you can do that. That's not going to focus. But anyway, it also shows the battery level, which apparently I'm not 24%. But what also is cool is now that I have it in my Home app, you can set up automations for air quality. And so if you set up a shortcut or home automation and you choose create home automation, not personal, but home, you can have when a sensor detects something, and you can choose when a sensor either it rises above a certain air quality level or falls beneath. So if you say when it falls beneath a good air quality level or even poor quality level to do something, send a carrier pigeon or whatever automation you like to do, you could pair it with push cuts and other apps like we've talked about before with contact sensor states. So you could do that to get push notifications that way. But pretty cool, and I will be observing it and maybe setting up an automation. But it's in Celsius right now. I guess I have to change that. I don't know what 26 degrees Celsius is, but I'm in Florida, so I assume it's hot. So anyway, pretty cool. Got it all set up there. When in doubt, listeners, whenever you have issues with your home stuff, factory reset. Just when in doubt. I'm a liberal user of the factory reset option, and most of the time it helps. It really helps a lot of issues. So that's my thoughts on that. Okay. Oh, and just a side note, we mentioned security systems just briefly. Shane Wadley, he's a great YouTube channel on HomeKit and stuff. He has a DIY HomeKit Secure system with Homebridge. And listener, who was this? Let me pull up listener. Hold music. This was Tyler Waltz on Twitter. He sent me this video, and Shane has this deal setting up a DIY home security system. He had light strips flashing red when the alarm system was triggered and all this kind of stuff. Really cool. So I will include that video in the show notes too if you want to check it out. But HomeKit secure video system or HomeKit security systems, we're still kind of all in on a boat, right? That's still probably the best option for people looking for a security system.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the most comprehensive so far.
Wow, that was just a real verbose response. I wasn't ready for that.
I mean, it's accurate, so...
It's accurate. You've had it. It's been reliable for you. You say, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good. All right. Well, man, I don't know. Aside from the chicken coop, do you have any updates on the coop? Scoop from the coop?
I have no updates on the coop, guys, because there's no scoop for this week because I was out of town for a bachelor party, so I did not get to work on the coop. I still have the roof to put on. I got more doors built, but y'all don't care about that, so I don't have it. I'm pretty excited. My camera's there, and I did order the door, the smart door that I wanted, but no HomeKit support. So at least it's something. But yeah, we'll have a better update, I think, next week because
very good.
It's going to be a long weekend working on it.
Did you bring your MagSafe battery pack on this long weekend?
I did. And
how was your experience?
How nice that the new beta of iOS 15 includes support for the MagSafe battery pack. Like real, legit support. Not just showing up like a wireless charger on the previous beta of iOS 15. I thought it was great. I mean, it was exactly what we needed. So I brought that. I brought two things. I brought three things. I did bring my Marshall speaker because I love my Marshall speakers. They do use AirPlay too, or AirPlay at least, but we were just using them over Bluetooth because we were in just an Airbnb. So I had my large Marshall Stanmore 2, though it didn't use AirPlay at the time. And then I took a gigantic, the Yeti 1000 or something battery pack. So we just had that in the yard while we were hanging out and having a good time. So a lot of people were using that to charge stuff. I just set it up with an Apple Watch charger and 2 MagSafe chargers. And then even the older devices, they could still set their phones on the MagSafe chargers and they would still charge. So that was pretty helpful. But then I just carried around the battery pack because we went to Topgolf and stuff like that. So I was out of the house and I wanted to make sure I could charge my phone. So I did bring this. And I mentioned this in the review. The only downside is you have to swap between them. I have to take off my MagSafe wallet to put on the battery pack. So that's my downside is when I'm going out to bars, that's when I need the battery pack, but it's also when I need my wallet. So you have to choose which one's on your phone versus which one's in your pocket. And luckily they're both thin enough that it's not a catastrophic issue, but I was really happy with the battery pack. I mean, it's a lot thinner than the other MagSafe battery packs that I had tried, and it's plenty enough capacity for what I need it for. So
that's cool.
Yeah, still like it, still enjoy it.
I did a life hack, which I used the MagSafe wallet as well. And so I was like, what would happen if I stick the MagSafe wallet to the MagSafe battery case? And so I put them together, and
battery case?
The powers combined, and Captain Planet. No. No, well, you saying keys?
No, you said battery case. What battery case?
Sorry, battery pack. The backpack.
Okay.
I
was like, they literally don't have a battery pack this time.
No,
they got rid of their battery case.
I took the battery pack and the MagSafe wallet, and they do stick to each other pretty well. And so I rocked the battery pack and MagSafe wallet in one pocket, phone alone in the other pocket, and then when I wanted to put one or the other on the phone, I would just switch it out. And it worked out all right, and I might rock that way. I will say I used the battery pack a couple times. It is definitely a trickle charge. If you are using your phone with the battery pack on it, you're not going to see the battery percentage climb very much. It's probably going to stay around where your battery was at, go up a little bit. If you stop using it, then over time you'll see that battery percentage. You take out your phone and you'll see it higher than it was before. But I did find it was a pretty slow trickle charge.
Which is fine. I mean, this is going on my phone as I didn't even think about that at all. I'm not texting a bunch while we were out. I was mainly just taking photos or stuff like that. So I needed my battery to not die.
Right.
So if I can get an Uber or something on the way home, but I need my battery to not die. But I also wanted, I don't know. I mean, just go in my pocket, and then my phone wasn't dead. That was the important part for me. It wasn't I had to leave it sitting on a charger. So it could take as long as it wanted, as long as my battery is not going down.
Yeah. So, still pretty cool. I used my Anchor one also after that, and I was like, the Anchor one's pretty good, honestly. It's a little thicker, it's a little more cumbersome, but it's a good option, too, if people are curious about it. So, anyway, that's my thoughts. Finally, Andrew, I think we need to touch on our naming, our audience name.
Yeah, by the way, what was that Hunter Douglas website? HunterDouglas.com/HomeKitteers? Was that what it was?
No, it was not. It was not.
Don't go to that website. You sure?
No.
I thought
don't do that. Yeah. So, I actually saw a number of tweets this past week in favor of HomeKitteers, I will just say. And I can get behind HomeKitteers. I mean, maybe we could just each call it what we want going forward, but I'm just putting that out there. People liked HomeKitteers.
I'm just saying, in our show notes here, I have it there right here at the top.
Yeah.
Zishan, hands down, HomeKitties, and there's a home emoji and a kitty emoji. It's perfect. Where's your there's no HomeKitteer. I get there's a sword or a fencing one.
The sword.
Yeah, not the same. Not the same, because that's clearly not a musketeer. It's different.
All right, well, HomeKitteers. thank you for coming to my aid at least a little bit. There was a couple of you. I think it was like 2. So, HomeKitteers. I'm gonna go with HomeKitteers. You go with HomeKitties, and you can have your horde, your litter of kitties. Oh,
it'll be my litter.
Yeah,
it's not horde. No one voted for a horde. No one voted for horde.
No one voted for horde. That's fine. No. I won't say horde anymore. No one liked horde, but HomeKitteers.
No one liked it.
I'm down for it. HomeKitteers. Reach out, tweet at us. Let us know what you got going on HomeKit-wise, what questions you have, upcoming HomeKit stuff, all that. And, a lot of new products probably coming for the fall. Obviously, all of Apple's new products. But be on the lookout. I'd like to try some new stuff, man. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting a HomeKit itch. I want to get some, new HomeKit, device category or something. I want something to come out. I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know. I've got enough to be dangerous for the moment. I still have to finish testing the Leviton switch. I've got the new Aqara ones, so I do have that hooked up and it's working great. But I don't have the remote one yet, so I don't have a full review of those. And then I've got this guy, the Symfonisk picture frame speaker. I need to finish doing a full review of that guy, and I have the Level Lock Touch I've been meaning to test out. So all sorts of things that I need to wrap up on here.
Okay.
Before new stuff comes.
Well, that's.
But I am excited for the Hue stuff.
Yeah, the Hue stuff is cool. That was a little teaser on what you might hear in future episodes. Then Andrew reviewing those things.
Maybe.
And HomeKitteers, tell me what to buy. I want to buy something. I want to buy a new HomeKit category product, and I'm avoiding switches right now just because we're in a temporary place. But what? What are you pointing?
Well, this is you can't do this now, but this is what you should do for your house.
Yes.
HomeKit faucet. I want one desperately. You should try one. I believe Kohler has one. That's the one that I've been looking at. And I've been torn because Moen, local company here just down the street, Moen has a smart faucet that I think is a little maybe better, but it doesn't have HomeKit support yet. But the Kohler one does have HomeKit support. So you can control your water with Siri. And if you've ever been busy in the kitchen, you should know how you're trying to fill up a pasta pot, but you're over here, working on your chicken or something. It can be annoying to turn the water on and off. Or if your hands are just gross, it has the touch sensitive stem, so you can just touch it with your arm. Boom. Or use Siri to turn it on and off too. So yeah, you should do that.
Whoa, Andrew, you just blew my mind. I did not know this thing existed.
Oh my gosh, dude. I've been looking at these for years now. Every time I go to CES, I'm like, I want that. And now I'm finally in a position that I can put one in. I'm going to put one in, but it's kind of okay, we've been debating what to do with the sink, and I also want, mildly sink related. Is it Delta? Is Delta a brand of...
Yep, Delta.
Okay.
Yep.
I think they acquired this little company that started it on Kickstarter, but it's one of those bar cup cleaners that you can put in your home sink.
Oh, yeah.
So you just push down. And I've been following that for 3 years now. I'm like, I want this. And if I could have put it in my townhome, I would have. So when we moved here, it's I'm putting one of these in. We go through a lot of cups, and it would be so nice just to, drop in some soap, put it on there, clean, get it done. Or even just to rinse off, bar cups. They sit on the bar. Even they're upside down, everything's clean. You just kind of want to make sure it's tip top. So just push the bar cup down there, give it a quick rinse before you go. I want one of these things. And they're cheap, but I don't have an extra hole in my granite. So I have to cut a hole in my granite.
Yeesh.
I'm not equipped to do that. So that's put us off from doing that one too. So when I have the manpower, I'm going to put in a HomeKit faucet and another hole for that Delta cup cleaner. And my wife would love a farm sink, but I just don't know if we have enough space there to do it, or if we're going to have to cut out more granite.
Wow.
It's a thing.
But Andrew, this thing, first of all, you can tell this faucet pour 2 cups, and it will pour the amount of water that you tell it. What?
Yes. Yeah.
You can tell this faucet to fill my pot, and it will stinking fill the pot. What the heck, man?
Well, to be fair, I don't know how many of these commands work with HomeKit.
Right.
I've not tested this out yet. It does support that Amazon Assistant, and some of them are just presets that you would do through the Kohler Connect app. It's Connect with a K, I believe.
That's what... Oh, okay. I just found the footnote, because that was my next question. I was like, what kind of device would this show up in the Home app? Because I do not think faucet is a HomeKit.
Faucet is a thing.
HomeKit device category?
Yeah. Because, I mean, that's what your shower and stuff is. Like, the Hue by Moen shower system is HomeKit enabled, and you can turn the water on and off. You can set the temperature, all of that via HomeKit. Also a thing that I want is the Hue by Moen shower system.
That's pretty cool. So the footnote on this item here is the Apple devices is limited to just on or off control. So you can tell Siri, turn the water on or turn it off, but that's it. If you want the fill my pot or do 3 cups of water, you'd have to use either the Google or Amazon voice assistant. So
I am very curious, and maybe I'll ask Kohler when we get back to CES next year. Fingers crossed.
Hey,
but I want to I feel like those should be able to be enabled via Siri shortcuts. So even if they're not like HomeKit commands, because a HomeKit command cannot, do the amount of water. But I feel like that should be a Siri shortcut possibility. Yeah. So I'm going to ask them about that and see what they can do. Because I've been going back and forth on that one versus the Moen. And I'd prefer HomeKit, but maybe it's also on Apple too to freaking update what you can do with a faucet.
Right. That's pretty cool though. Man. Well, I will put a link in show notes to that, listeners, if you want to look at that Kohler Smart HomeKit-enabled faucet. Man, that's pretty cool. That's exciting. So anyway, HomeKitteers. Reach out, tweet at Andrew and myself. Our Twitter handles are in the show notes. You can also leave a 5-star rating and review in Apple Podcasts for HomeKit Insider. We would greatly appreciate that. And don't forget, subscribe to the HomeKit Insider YouTube channel where you can watch these podcasts. You can watch Andrew and I talk to each other. You can see my Ted Lasso shirt. You can see Andrew's Symfonisk picture frame display. It's great to watch it. You should do that. And also, youtube.com/AppleInsider. You can check out all the videos there as well. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.
And you missed Steven's finger guns. If you're listening on the audio,
that's right.
You can get finger guns.
You gotta watch the
video.
Guns.
Worth it. Sit through the 40 minutes to see his finger guns.
Okay.
Okay, bye. That's it. That's enough.
Bye.